My brothers, when the truth collides with people's feelings. I got to be honest, man, the more I think about it, the more it feels like The Matrix was a documentary and not a fiction-based movie. Check this out. So I go on Instagram the other day, and I had a post deleted, and it says, "We've removed your post because it doesn't follow our community guidelines on hate speech or symbols. If you violate our guidelines again, your account may be restricted or disabled." So they're basically giving me a warning here. Community guidelines. We want to keep Instagram a safe place for everybody because everybody needs safe places, right? And we ask that you treat other members with respect and blah, blah, blah. So you guys know that if you follow me on social media, on Twitter, or Facebook, or Instagram, for example, I often post red flags with some commentary around it. So you're probably wondering, well, what did I do that was so bad on March 8th? Well, whenever I post, usually on Instagram, it shares automatically to the EIC Facebook page. So this is the March 8th post that they deleted. And it is titled, "Red Flag Number 81. She runs around naked, savagely screaming nonsense with other harpies." And that was the image that they removed. There's no nudity. I don't know what I could have possibly done that might have done anything aside from offended some of the people that might be in this picture or relate to people that are in this picture. Now, imagine if you were to flip the tables around and this was a picture of nude men running around savagely screaming nonsense in the exact same fashion. I wonder what would happen in that sense. I just don't get it. You know, I saw that a few people got deplatformed yesterday on Facebook and Instagram. Paul Watson was one of them. And I get, from some of the angles and some of the topics of conversation they dive into, but I've been incredibly careful the last year at least, maybe even year and a half, with the way that I publish content on YouTube and even on social media. And I kind of take the approach of make the statement and let it kind of speak for itself, which I believe this does. I mean, this is apparently offensive and ties into, what do they call it here? Hate speech or symbols. The only thing that I see here that's hateful are whoever these women are hatefully screaming at. Now, I'm not sure exactly why they would delete the photograph from my Instagram feed, but that's just the bizarre clown world that we live in today, guys. It's gotten to this point where, realistically, I think the government, and I'm a libertarian, I don't like government involvement, but I think they need to intervene on these digital platforms, these social platforms, and make sure that they are accessible to people to express their ideas. If you don't like it, you don't follow it. I don't like cat videos. I don't like makeup tutorials. I don't like slime videos. I don't like any of those things, but they're out there. All I choose to do is not follow them. And I think that we should have that freedom as human beings walking this planet to choose what we want to see and not want to see. And if something shows up that's offensive, cool, just don't watch it. I don't find many of the things on social media to be of any interest to me, so I just ignore it. But you think that, people would grow up and do those sorts of things, but we live in a snowflake generation. I want to show you a couple other things because it's been kind of draining dealing with this, if I'm being honest. So sorted by limited or no ads on my channel. I mean, most recently, my Before the Train Wrecks have been hit pretty hard. They've been demonetized and confirmed by manual review. So what that means, guys, is they automatically demonetize it based on algorithmic, spider crawls of the video, for example. And then when you request a manual review, then apparently a human watches the entire video and then confirms that the algorithms were correct or wrong, and they make an adjustment. So these have all been demonetized because of, I guess, violations of their advertisers' policy. I'm on this show with Sean Smith. He's a clinical psychologist. He's got probably the cleanest language of anybody I've ever worked with before on YouTube. And I've worked with a lot of people. The guy rarely swears. He doesn't make disparaging comments. I'm very careful to reduce or completely eliminate any amount of profanity and try to keep it to the facts, the cold hard facts. But the problem is when the facts collide with feelings, people get upset, or algorithms can, pick up on that, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for things like that. It's just so bizarre. So That's what's been going on there, even on the YouTube platform. And I think that we're just starting to see the start of it. And I don't understand it. It's like, this is a show that helps guys spot red flags with women. This was a video here, just talking about these articles that these hateful, toxic feminists were writing, basically twisting my words around on single mommies and why I warn guys about being careful around dating single mommies. This was just a political talk that I did with Zach about, the politics of red pill, blue pill ideology, which was an interesting one. Again, demonetized. And I even have ones on here that haven't even been published yet. Like this one here, I don't have the thumbnail done. I don't have the proper title done. There's no tags or anything, but it's still unlisted and it's already been demonetized, and even after a manual review. So I can keep scrolling down. I mean, there's pages and pages of videos now that are getting picked up by the algorithms that I've asked to do manual reviews on, and they don't monetize them. So it is what it is. I mean, my stats, and I've got this on another page because I think it violates the terms when you show the exact stats, but my stats on the last 28 days, I'm up, well, I can say these things. I'm up 11% on watch time in minutes, okay? I'm up 15% on views, but I'm down 20% on ad revenue. And that's because they keep demonetizing all of my stuff. It's just bonkers, man. But that's the world that we live in. This is the clown world. This is the direction that we're going. So I'm going to take a bit of a break from putting out new content. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop, by the way, guys. I just have to kind of figure out what my strategy is going to be going forward in this environment, because I thought I had something that was working, but it's clearly not working now. So this is part of doing something. You've got to pivot and adjust. So I'm going to figure out what that is. I mean, I tend to give away the why, but I keep the how behind the paywall in the community, so to speak. I'll talk about that towards the end. But as far as, like new content goes, I'll probably take a bit of a break. I've got at least a dozen videos in production, kind of like this. I mean, where I got to do the titles and tags and get them published, and many of them are already demonetized anyway, so who cares? I might as well just finish that bit and put it out. So there's still lots of stuff coming in the pipeline. I'm still going to put out regular free content on the channel, but I've got to rethink the strategy. So I guess one of the things I'm going to do more immediately, because they seem to be demonetizing all of the before the train wrecks, is, let me see if I click this and it'll go here. If you go to the channel and you go down to the subscribe button, right? Yeah, here it is. So it shows up on my screen. There's a join button. When I do before the train wrecks, I have the option when I publish to put it in slow mode, which basically slows down the chat, which I often do just because there's so much chatter and it's easier to read. But I also have the option to only allow members to comment. So for $4.99 a month, you guys can help create this content. I really want to make sure that Sean's taken care of and I'm able to cover the costs of things like the hardware for call-in systems and all that kind of stuff. So for $4.99 a month, you can join and support the creation of Before the Train Wreck over here. That's the join button. I'd greatly appreciate that. Plus, you'll be able to chat in the chat section, which many of you guys seem to do. So consider that. Also, super chats are always graciously accepted. My community is where I post all of my premium content, guys. I've said it before. It's entrepreneursincars.com/community. So card up on the top right of your screen. You can click that and join in. For 28 bucks a month, you get access to all my premium content. I think there's probably close to just over 24 premium videos there now, longer form, in depth. I give away the how, right? Like I give away the secret sauce, the step-by-step, the guidance on how to deal with many components of life that I can't really publish publicly on the channel because they're going to be somewhat offensive to some people. So rather than offend or hurt feelings, I keep them behind the paywall. It's a men's community. It's men's only. You get access to all the good stuff there. If you like what I do, consider supporting me on that platform. Again, it's just entrepreneursincars.com/community. There's extra tiers there as well. We have a business forum tier, which is now closed, but you can always apply to come in later. But yeah, it's just like one of those weird things, man, where, you wake up one day and you're like, okay, well, I've been blocked here. That's been deleted. I can see the writing on the wall. You see what's going on. I'm getting more views, but the ad revenue's down. It's just like, okay. So, gentlemen, I encourage you to be careful about how you tread out there in the world. I'll probably have to put a premium video together for my guys community on how to navigate this landscape, because I know a lot of people are asking, well, how do I deal with avoiding things like a Me Too in the office? Or it's just ongoing, man. Like there's no shortage of problems coming up in the world today if you're a dude. You know, we saw a lot of unfairness when we started to kind of dive into the family court system and how men are treated in divorce and how hostile many provinces and states are towards men. And we're starting to see that kind of like spill over into many other areas of life where, you know, there's a lot of manufactured indignation when it comes to navigating life today as a man, and you've got to be incredibly careful. So anyway, with that being said, I want to thank you for checking this video out. If you guys have enjoyed the content, again, please consider supporting it. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps me continue what I'm doing. It helps me pay for crap like call-in systems. Before the train wreck will continue to run, but I'm going to run it on a membership based only, for people that want to join in the comments. It'll still publish for free. You'll still be able to watch it. I've had a lot of people ask me to upload them as podcasts, so I'll be looking into that. But again, there's got to be a monetization schedule for that as well, because I like to eat. You know, my kid likes to eat. I like to do stuff. So you know, it's just part of life. And some people like to consume free stuff. That's cool, man. Keep watching the free stuff. There's over 600 videos there. I hope you enjoy them. If you have, consider supporting the creation of content on the channel. Thanks, guys. See you later. Peace.